Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the Kaspa community. Appreciate you guys as always. Let's waste no more time and talk about Kaspa. So as we are going into Wednesday morning, we're seeing a little bit of a retracement, within the crypto markets. That is due to the fact that, Bitcoin has seen a little bit of a minor pullback. But again, in a grand scheme of things, if you're looking at BTC's price compared to yesterday, it's actually higher compared to yesterday. Bitcoin's actually looking really, really good right now. But the fact that we did see a little bit of a rejection at that range that, we speak about on a daily basis, is causing a little bit of a retracement for the market. But we got a lot to talk about Kaspa right now. If you're a Kaspa supporter, if you enjoy these Kaspa updates, smash that like button and hit that red subscribe button, as it does go a very long way. So looking at Kaspa right now, as of recording this update, down about 3.2%, with the price currently sitting at 7.4 cents. Also down about 4% in Bitcoin compared. Now, if you're looking at the market cap, we did make our way back above $2 billion just yesterday, but we're seeing a little bit of a pullback since then. But the 24-hour trading volume is something I want you guys to pay very, very, very close attention to. $93.7 million. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Crypto ZX, what's the big deal for that? We need to understand, especially to the people that have been supporting my channel from day one. If you watch my Kaspa updates, there's one thing we talk about day in, day out. It's that, the 24-hour trading volume for Kaspa, even during bull run, crazy price action that we have seen at the beginning of the year, most importantly, late last year, you still have not seen this much amounts of volume kicking in. Of course, you can come out and say, futures number need to be considered. Of course, that's the case. But this is quite impressive, and I'm going to share something with you guys to really, kind of speculate upon whether or not this could really be happening. When obviously I'll tell you what I'm talking about when I share that. But very, very exciting stuff happening for Kaspa. Before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So I kind of wanted to go over this here. I'm going to share my personal thoughts with you guys on this, because at the end of the day, we're speculating, and I want to really talk about this and share my personal opinions. You can see Wall Street Bets is waking up on Kaspa, more upside than Doge. And this is, again, from some Redditor that posted this on the Wall Street Bets, and it is, heating up in terms of it getting recognized, this specific thread. So you can see this for yourself. This person says more upside than Doge, a Trump meme coin, and a GME combined. This ain't your typical VC pump. No pre-mine, no exit scam. Pure, proof of work plus retail rebellion. Kaspa didn't beg for attention; it earned it. So what are we trying to really get at? What's so exciting about this? I'm sure if you know what Wall Street Bets is, what happened with the GME. And of course, Dogecoin as well, last cycle. And I would even say Shiba Inu. But this is, their crypto side. And you're really starting to see Kaspa showing a lot of attention, because the way this has, the overall community reacted to this is quite interesting. So could Kaspa really be setting itself up for, the next upside for altcoins, which a lot of people are projecting, in the second half of the year, especially if we see a rate cut? Could Kaspa really be one of the coins that goes crazy, based off of what we have seen in the past with altcoins and the previous cycles? There's some altcoins that do crazy numbers in such a short span of time. Could Kaspa be one of them? Believe it or not, Wall Street Bets Crypto, they got some big whales, and I could not agree more. When it comes to Kaspa, where credit belongs, I've always said this from day one. If you've been watching my channel, you gotta keep in mind Kaspa, circulation supply is pretty much all out there. So there's no VCs, there's no potential unlocks coming up where you're going to see the market having to worry about whether or not, these VCs are going to dump the Kaspa price or not. Yes, one thing we need to consider, which a lot of people overlook, is when circulation supply is all out there, there could be, a small, entity or even a few people that could really control the supply. Yes, that's definitely the case, which a lot of people will overlook. But in terms of the way this project was launched, and in terms of, investors wanting to speculate on a layer, as we know, it's a layer one, that does play quite a major role when it comes to the way the circulation really looks, the tokenomics. So again, let's put one and two together. Could this really be the next big thing in terms of when the altcoin season really heats up? I'm not doubting anything. At the end of the day, this is my own personal opinion. Only time is going to tell whether or not that's going to be the case. But I've been in this space for almost a decade. Literally, it's insane to think about that. It's already been almost a decade. And I've seen coins going from literally small valuation to crazy valuation. So I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, right now it's still missing that exchange aspect. It is listed on Kraken, of course, which of course is amazing to see. But in terms of being listed on a lot of big centralized exchanges, that's still missing. But yet you're still seeing quite an important volume increase, which again is something that we should always keep in the back of our head. But now let's take a look at what's happening with the price right now. So of course the dominance did break down to the likes of 65.15%, has picked up a little bit since. If you're looking at BTC here, Bitcoin, it went up to the exact level I spoke to you guys about at 106,800. Your boy's been talking about this range day in, day out. We literally touched right at the neckline, got rejected, came down to the likes of 106, but we are starting to see BTC picking up again. So hopefully if we're able to get back above this range tomorrow and break out, we could start pushing up to the $109,000 to $110,000. But with that said, let's take a look at what's happening with Kaspa. So Kaspa still has not been able to retest the level that we've been speaking about at the 8.2 cents. And speaking about the 8.2 cents, I saw on Twitter, as far as liquidation numbers go for longs and shorts, a lot of shorts can get wiped. I think it's like 15 million or 20 million can be wiped out if the price of Kaspa is able to reach 8 cents. So now that makes me wonder, is the price of Kaspa and market makers really going to push the price of Kaspa up to that range to liquidate that major amounts of long? So I'm sorry, short. So if you want to put this into perspective, since yesterday we actually did come up to 7.75 cents. We're seeing only a retracement of about 4.5%. What's really interesting here is from the 6 cents price point, you did see CAS go up a staggering 30%. A staggering 30%. Very, very impressed with the way it's currently holding. My target still remains to be this 8.2 cents. And I do personally project we could see this retest happening, in the very, very near future. Possibly even tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised. And we could see those, shorts being liquidated. And this is only about a 12% move towards the upside. I know a lot of people are going to be like, that itself is not a small move, but with a valuation of $2 billion, believe it or not, this can happen quite fast, especially if market makers jump in. So we're going to pay very, very close attention to BTC. Bitcoin has a chance of breaking out. If it does, I am targeting this next resistance to be retested once again. But let me know down below what you guys think. Where do you see the price of Kaspa going? And what excites you the most about Kaspa? Love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for all your support. You guys are amazing. People talk about whether or not Kaspa is going to reach $1 or whether or not it is even a realistic thing to be looking out for. In order for Kaspa to reach $1 price point, it needs a valuation of about $26.3 billion. So where would that put Kaspa compared to some of the big boys? Let's take a look. So it would need the market cap of currently it would need a market cap of Tron, and Tron is currently the top 8th project. So of course, if altcoins start heating up, you would expect valuation on these big boys to obviously go up quite a bit as well. So I'm not writing anything off at this point. We're going to take it one step at a time. Let me know down below what you guys think. Where do you guys see the price of CAS going? Love you all. See you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.